Hi everyone, it's Jerry. Magnus Carlsen and DrNykterstein made a rare appearance, returned to Lichess after about a year, and played in the Titled Arena May. This was held on the 24th. This bullet event I was not able to catch live, unfortunately, but I do want to view each of his games right now for the first time using the real-time feature and see how it all went down. The only thing I don't have for you, unfortunately, is the running tournament total. Okay, let's see. All 60 games, the last game of this event, ended up not counting for the tournament standings. Off we go. Team Black here. Okay, he's not doing anything silly. So no development, underdevelopment type start like we have seen that many times before. This looks like it's going to be sensitive right here. Yeah, serious problem already. Swiping the knight, chopping on d4 is a threat, and it's already problematic. There's a big trouble here on d4. Is this pawn going to be picked up? Okay, there's a threat here to just chop the knight, bishop, and then the knight. Going for that one. Okay, follow-up knight here. Problem on these two squares now. Dark square issues. Cool as a cucumber king here on g8. Significant time advantage for Carlsen. Okay, we have this fork here. And that's the win of a... Ooh, even better. Okay, we got a fork-a-roni there in the end. And a resigner. Moving on. Let's go. Another fianchetto here. Okay, going for a King's Indian attack. Alpha 0 pawn reinforced, knight negated, knight maneuvering. Going for this eventually, a sacrifice on this square, maybe g4, g5, knight g4, knight takes h6. Ideas in the air, bishop covering that. Okay, d-file contested. Knight maneuvering to e4. I think we saw this not too long ago. One of the games I covered on the channel. What's this knight up to? Kicked right back. Had to undo that last move. I love the coordination here. Look at these monsters. Gonna dive in here first, just robbing some squares from the pieces, challenging the best piece here. Pretty irritating piece to work around. Okay, this is a very strong position for the light square bishop. Queen very active. What do we do here? This drops that pawn. But watch out for the checks. Okay, he has a passed pawn. You gonna hang on to it? Queen g2 it is. Drops a pawn, the rook is hit. Rook down here, pinaroni. Check with the queen. Queen can't block. This is collapsing. Queen here, bishop is hit. Oh, that's also mate. Okay, so fast. What was the clock in the end? Okay, opponent actually had more time there. Okay, mate on board. Moving on. Game number 3. Okay, a theme here so far. Is he going to go with a fianchetto in every game? This is probably a welcome sight if you're a fianchetto fan. King's Indian fan. Okay, what's happening here? Doesn't want to see h5 himself. White with some space, undermining the duo there with c5. Now, this knight is under control. Wow. Castling right into it. Kicks the knight. Notice the knight stops knight a4 ideas, looking to peel open the a file. Okay. Knight or pawn. Oh, boy, there should be a trick here shortly. Now he castles. Going for this next a4. What's White going to come up with? You can't push this pawn. This is going to drop this knight on its back foot. This probably turns out to be a nothing move. Probably. Oh, wait, there's a knight trick. Yeah, forks right here. Pawn takes, knight c4. Yeah, this is collapsing. Okay, now queen here to here. Yepper. And okay, the bishop could go there. If queen a3, bishop c1 is there, ripping open the a file. Doesn't care about this. Oh, are you kidding me? Is this really working? It is. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh. Oh, there's a Fisher game like that. Whoa. Oh, I really like that one. Oh, man. Okay. Moving on. That was a beautiful queen sacrifice right there. Okay, another fianchetto. Oh, man. I got to look back on that one. That was really sweet. That was really sweet. Okay. What do we got here? Going to undermine the center. C5 square to work with. The knight has a pivot. It's under control. Undermining this now. Playing with the isolated pawn. Has a file. Any exchange sacrifices in the air. Maybe if the queen goes elsewhere. Queen hit. Knight doesn't have a great forward move. You have to watch over this f7 square. Maybe it starts expanding a little bit. G4? No G4. Rook D1. Okay, how do you improve? Okay, I guess there, huh? King H2. Knight C5. As soon as it's available, look at, he hops right to it. That was a move. I thought, okay, ending. This should be good here. Playing with the 2-1. Has a passer. Problem here. Knight here. I think you're going to lose a pawn. Yeah, this pawn is running really fast. You're going to drop this. And then march the king up. Look for simplification. The knight is dominated. Okay, he's just going hunting for this pawn. I was thinking this move. Just to kill the knight. Kill the knight here. Okay, this king is going wild. King G6. How do you even stop that? Yeah, he's just going to go hunting. He's mopping up every pawn here. And we have a resigner. Okay, moving on. Fianchetto. It's a theme event. He's getting some reps in for the fianchettos. Question that bishop. Let's get out of that pin as soon as possible. Trapped bishop. Thought there was oh, okay. He's getting out of the way of the chop. And then white was holding up the G5 move. Okay, in the end, the bishop is trapped. Have to give up a piece for 2 pawns. Yeah, there isn't enough firepower over here by white, I don't believe, at least. Oh, okay. Not inviting the knight into that dangerous square. Strong knight right here. There's a check. Oh, there's a block. Isn't there a check here shortly? Possible. Possible. Okay, just gets out of that. Offers a queen exchange here. Healthy. 2 pawns versus the knight in balance. What's the clock situation? About even. This will force the queen exchange, it seems. Yep. All right, there's still a knight check in the air. Okay, bothering the rook. There's a check here. Okay, defending the rook first. Yeah, where do you go with the rook? Okay, right there. Trading. Picking up a pawn. Do you have to budge with the bishop? Okay, going for some simplification. Bishop takes bishop. The knight is there recapturing, defending. And there's a knight check, is there not? Okay. Doesn't want to give up that light square bishop. Targeting f2 now. Rook, or a bishop is hit. What do you do now? Continually bothering this one piece that does not have a stable square just yet. Flicks in some checks that go nowhere. Okay, now gives this up. Is this not dangerous? Okay, king has a square here. Grabs a pawn. Okay, clock situation here. About 10 seconds each. Oh, that hangs the rook. Will he convert? Will he convert here? He's ahead on the clock, but just barely. Okay. No stalemates. Rook here, there, or that way as well. We have checkmate on board. Moving on. Let's do it. Fianchetto. Fianchetto City. Expansion on the queen side here for black. White held up that b4 move. Just a hair right there. Give me the file if you're going to open up. If you're going to kick my knight, give me the a file, he says. We saw this in that queen sacrifice game. A knight here. He had black at the time, but this move only after the knight is controlling that. Picks up the a pawn here. Is this not a move at some stage after the knight moves? Gonna squash the bishop. Go for something else. Ooh, rook up and over. Rook is hit here. He's not even reacting to that. What an animal. What's going on with that one? Why didn't he react to that? Is this really enough? He's going to try and kill black on the dark squares? Is that what he is saying? Bishop d4 could be a move now? That's it. That is what he's saying. I'm going to hurt you on the dark squares. Chop twice? No, not twice. Okay, now it is a threat. We got a pin here. Bishop is defended. Pin here. Okay, rook takes, there's queen takes queen. Okay, bishop takes, we're going to take with the pawn. You could go into an ending possibly. Okay, giving up that, defending with the queen so that this doesn't fall in the end. Yeah, this is very active rook. This is a passed pawn. Clock situation, he's up about 10 seconds. Defending h3. Push here? No, not quite. Picks up the pawn now. Yeah, this is rolling, I believe. Connected passers. That was a really big pawn to give up. Check. You could hide here. Yeah, if you went there, that pawn was going to fall with check. This should not be mate. No, these rooks are not coordinated well enough, and this is really going to come down to the clock. As far as I can tell, yeah, it's tough to hold on to that pawn. I was giving a check. Oh, if the rook went over here, we would have a mate right there, down to the wire. 6 seconds for Carlsen. 2 seconds here for black. Pushing the pawn, getting a queen. Another queen is right around the corner, and promotion with mate. Wow. Okay, he's cruising. He's cruising. We got fake Bruce Lee. Okay, first time Bruce Lee said, what did Bruce Lee say? You will not play any fianchetto against me. He thought twice about playing the fianchetto setup against Bruce Lee. Okay, we get GM opponent here. Knight h4. This is one of the top pieces. Okay, this here may end up a bit stuck. That's what white is saying. Queen g4, where are you going, bishop? Also, if you challenge the pawn, g6 could be a move. Oh, what a fancy defense. Rook is ready to support the bishop. Bishop a4 might be a move. Oh, going for bad, good bishop exchange. Rook c1, c8. Okay, very active queen. Wow, knight g2 nearby. As soon as the knight goes there, look at, now he goes for this. The bishop isn't controlling that square. Now that pawn is picked up, the bishop no longer trapped. Very good position now for Carlsen. Okay, going for this f5 square, I believe. He could get there with tempo. Could have went there with tempo. Here? Hold on to the pawn? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Oh, he's saying, I don't care if I lose the pawn, and I don't want to support it and weaken these dark squares. Beautiful. Yeah, that's really smooth. Swiping this pawn, taking here. You want a rook off. Queen check here. Could be met with this one. Be a bit careful. Okay, knight takes is here. Queen could recapture, but things are cool here. Oh, perpetual. Oh, there's a perpetual. Yeah, Bruce Lee's getting away with a perpetual here. Wow, a 3-folder. Okay, draw there. Moving on. Zuber. Back to fianchetto. If he plays Bruce Lee again, is he going to shy away from the fianchetto? Why did he pick that moment to shy away from the fianchetto? Anyhow, who knows? Who knows? Okay, black here is up a pawn, but how healthy is this pawn? It's isolated. Healthy development for Carlsen. Targeting e7, targeting e6, pinned knight. How are you getting out of that? Oh, man. Wild pig here. Trying to be disruptive, holding up a4. Okay, dark square bishop. Gonzo does not care about taking a half-dead pawn. I'm keeping you in a pin, he says. Okay, rook staying active. Okay, and now, oh, wait a second. We have a resigner. That square was covered by the bishop. I missed that. Okay, moving on. Fianchetto again. He's yet to lose. Has influenced that duo. Bishop is going to have a tempo against it. Tracking down the dark square bishop, not so fast. He's on this, potentially. Okay, this is a problem. We're not going to have a repetition, no way. Game on. We continue. This could be a push first. This one and then this. Negative. Rook on the d file first and then a push nearby. Queen gets off of this. Inviting the knight into that central post. Wow. Didn't think that would be played. Okay, queen exchange. This is sensitive now. Not a move you like to play. Babysitting that pawn. Okay, there's going to be a wild rook here. Doesn't take. Yeah, that wouldn't have been a good idea. Challenging the bishop. Okay, ooh, wait a second. Isn't this bishop nearly dead? Yeah, pawn fixed here. You can't really approach this pawn. Boxing out the king first. There is a pawn fixed here and here. That's more of an issue than this pawn being fixed on a light square. Trying for that or this? You have to be careful. Oh, hang on. Oh no. If king there, this bishop would have been picked up. No, that's slick as well. It's not quite winning. Oh, that's a cool move. That's a cool move. Now it is a winning king and pawn ending. And you just fly with this pawn after c3 here. A resigner. Carlsen wins again. Okay. Fianchetto. Really flying through these games. Okay. I think this was... No. Yeah, the first game, something... Whoa. What's going on with that? Oh. A brain cramper there. Just giving up the minor piece for a pawn? Okay. He's on f2 here. This is completely gone. Yeah, this is big trouble here. Oh. Queen takes here. Knight takes here. Yeah, we don't even go any further. White resigned before seeing queen captures pawn there. It was only a 14 mover. Moving on. Ooh, no fianchetto here. Queen out early. Isn't this going to be a problem? Here. It's already very, very tricky here for black. I'm reminded of Leela night odds games. I think Leela likes to go for this. Okay. Queen just winning a piece. Yo. It's being gifted pieces. What is going on? Okay, playing against Bortnick here. Okay, and 18 mover. We have a resigner here. Wow. Okay. Moving on. I should pay more attention to who his opponents are. Toivak, 3. Okay. Let us see. Space for Carlsen eventually. e4, e5. Bishop f4 first. Okay, not going to allow the follow-up e4, e5 idea. Working on that f5 square. Dark square weaknesses. Problem or not. Expansion. Robbing a minor piece of that c5 square. c5 could be an idea in some cases. Maybe work on some weaknesses. Work on an isolated pawn. A lot of exchanges here. c5 is played here, not as a gambit though in this case. Oh, struggling piece. Space for Carlsen. Looking for more space, I guess. Threatening to win a pawn. Look at the coordination. Love it. Okay, knight hops in and a chop on d4. Didn't see that one coming. Offering a queen exchange. Is knight going to be trapped? Okay. Got to babysit this pawn. a5 could be a move undermining this. Runaway pawn here. Ooh. Black's in good shape here. About even on the clock. What do we do here? Knight hit. This player I know is really fast. Really fast. I also haven't been checking out if there were any berserks. I don't believe Carlsen berserked any games so far. You could see that reflected with the clocks. And actually, what just happened there? Oh, a piece was hung as I was focused on whether or not the players berserked. Okay, Carlsen just won a piece. Opponent resigned. Moving on. More fianchetto. Constantine. Candidate master here. All right. Yet another fianchetto setup. Going to play with e5, not just yet. Going to play with f5. Seems to be what you're signaling there, getting off of this diagonal here. Really sensitive square here. This would be an ideal exchange. Seems... okay, healthy on one... yeah, okay. This square's... white has this square, but black is saying, how good is this guy on h2? What are you doing about these? Chop on this square first? Oh, he's running it like this. Going to take the knight now, and in the end, chop here. Okay, now this is clearly better for black. Winning for black, it should be. This bishop remains. completely out of play, and swiping this pawn, you're going to ask for this trouble, and this isn't even undermining anything. The bishop is still out of play. He probably meant this. That was probably a mouse slip, and in fact, white resigns after that. Yeah, this was intended to break this open and finally free the bishop, but all right, I think a mouse slip. Even without that, I think Carlsen was in the driver's seat there. He takes down another one. Early e4. Knight c3. Alrighty. Bishop. Light square bishop unopposed. Let's see what Dr. Stranger here is going to come up with. Opposite sides castles game. Okay, first save that bishop. It's a very good defender. Guarding the pawn first. Gonna hide in the corner after a check. Ooh, it's getting really dangerous. It's covering this square. If the knight is captured, yeah, you don't want to... Whew, he does take that knight. You have to stop the queen getting here. Mate on g2. Yeah, he's taking some time out to cover these squares. Good idea. Good idea. Hangs on to the c5 pawn for a second. a2, pressure on it. Queen could go into Pac-Man here. Chop and a chop. Okay. Some air for the king. Seems healthy. King h2 gets out of any pin. Okay, saves the a pawn right now. Stay trained on this pawn. Queen gets active. This pawn, the most valuable pawn, falls. Any tricks here? You have to watch it. Yeah, actually, king on h2, there'd be these ideas. Check and weasel in there for mate on g2. Possible perpetual check in hand here for Carlsen. Covered. Offering a queen exchange here. Kicking the queen, trying to kick the queen from f3. Clock situation, 20 seconds. Call it for Carlsen. Under 10 for black. This pawn is going to fall. Things look excellent now for him to win. Pass pawn continues to march. Going to hold on to this pawn. Grab a pawn in the process. Defend f2. Things are cool. Push the passer. We should have a resigner. Okay, no resigner here. This was actually a loss on time. Moving on. Let's go here. International master opponent. Double Fianchetto this time around. And what do we got here? No c5 just yet. I'll drop that pawn. We're going to have c5 now or e5 first. Okay. You're going to have to find a new home. And where is that home exactly? Here, you're trapped. I thought you would be trapped. Isn't this nearby? Okay, he's opening up a square. Expecting that g4 move. Cool pivot. Okay, giving up the dark square, or the rook for the dark square bishop. Now, this should not be enough, though. Okay, white's carving out a square here on e5, but the queen is very active. I don't know how brilliant that bishop is. Queen's off. There shouldn't be any danger here for Carlsen's king. Knight d7 to challenge the bishop. No knight d7. Okay. King up here. Rook to an open file. Knight maneuver? Maybe he's just going for this idea. Oh, knight check and then here to collect the pawn. I guess that's the plan, yeah. Rook moves here is probably that one. Okay, now going in for this, watching over the g5 square first. Yeah, okay. This should be winning here. This rook is very active. Things are under control here. You challenge the bishop. Okay, doesn't want to see rook arrive here. Yeah, white's trying these undermining ideas. Rook here, challenge the bishop, push, and take here. Just keep pushing this pawn. Yeah, he's pushing right now. Maybe just swipe. Is that simplest? Oh, he's pushing the pawn yet. Chop with check, and now take here, and he's there to hang on to the pawn and swipe another. Okay, he's under 10 seconds. Got to fly here. Oh, sneaky. Rook takes rook would have been a stalemate. And maybe he should have taken that. Is he going to be able to pull this off? No, rook and pawn ending. I think it's going to be a loss on time. Oh, is it going to be a loss on time? This is not enough time. Oh, he snuck in, rook captures rook, and it is in fact a loss on time. Carlsen goes down for the count. Okay, moving on. Fianchetto City. C4, D3, B4, A3, Benko Gambit reversed. It's looking like very active white pieces here. Typical in the Benko. Look at this monster square D3. Still working, or D6, excuse me. Problem, light square problems. You could probably go in for that. Oh, brutal. Knight fork. Queen is going to be down for the count next. Black resigns. Moving on. Wow. E4, E5 game. Fianchetto. Watch over C3. Take with the pawn. Knight around to support this. Get off of the diagonal first. No, bishop E3. Oh, bishop. Staring off into space, bishop. Who do we have here? Jungle Book, I should be pointing out. This is Nihal Sarin. The monster Nihal Sarin. Okay. Very strong piece here. Challenged. H3 up for grabs. Strong post here. Not so healthy king position here. Knight maneuver to F4. Is this a thought that's crossing Nihal's mind here? Chop the knight. Chop on C3. What's happening there? Queen takes, knight move. Queen is hit by the bishop. Bishop is hit here. Queen hit first. Wow. Okay, queen takes e5. This has turned tactical in a blink. Queen is hit. Doesn't want to move the queen. It's punching right back. What is the clock situation? Call it 30 seconds each. No queens anymore. Neither... Wow, for many moves, neither side is even reacting to the other's threats. No, you react to my threat. They're saying, okay, woof. Knight f3 check. Looking really dangerous. This pawn is pinned. Okay. Yeah, you got to watch out. Bishop takes knight. Is that... Ooh, can you even stop this? You could. Barely, though. Barely. It's going to come down to a mouse race. Oh, these rooks are animals. Better coordinated here. Sarin. Clock. Yeah, he's also... Sarin is up on the clock as well, making a few. The threat, you could flick in these fancy checks. Excellent time burners, and this actually goes no further. The doctor resigns. Moving on. Speaking of doctor, it's a doctor versus doctor matchup here. Dr. X Stranger versus DrNykterstein. Okay. Knight's out and about. You can't take back. Okay, we're going to be able to collect this pawn shortly. Not going for it straight away. Tracks the light square bishop first. This pawn still lives. Okay, you're on that one twice. Where are you going with the rook? Okay, a little pressure here. The square is covered. Don't have to worry about forks here. And the follow-up. Backs off the bishop. Mysterious to me. What's going on with that? This pawn is still around. Bishop here. Oh, skewer. Ouch. What's the material count? He's down a rook. What's the clock situation? He's up a few seconds, but he's down a rook. He's tracked that pawn down. It's not so clear. I mean, this... Okay, it's the exchange here. I may have miscounted. Things are going so fast. Okay, these bishops are so good. So good. Making one threat on G2. Queen hit. B4 going to be tracked. B4 is tracked. Rook is hit. Challenging this piece. This piece can maybe be deflect. Oh my goodness. Was that really... No, that wasn't part of the plan. He missed that. Whoops. Okay, this is leading to mate in 2. We have a resigner. Dr. Stranger beating DrNykterstein there. Moving on. Constantine is the opponent. Fianchetto again. Wow. Okay. Problem here. Yeah, you can't just push the pawn. There's the threat to take the pawn or just even land a fork. Got to keep the knight out of there. Push the knight and follow up with here. Oh, black says not so fast. Push here, drops this pawn. Should take some care over this square, that is for sure. Okay, does not bite here just yet. On the queen with this last move. Wow. Just swiping the A pawn like that, targeting C2 in the end. Now taking there. Man. Okay, that's a big dark square bishop. Is Carlsen able to do something on these dark squares? He's going to try. He's going to try this. There's queen e6, trying to scare the queen. Wait a second. Oh, that's a piece. I was thinking this was going to be the move. I missed that. That was even up for grabs. F7 targeted. Doesn't care about the bishop, threatening check here. Is that actually leading to mate, though? The back rank is covered there. Okay, it's two bishops versus the rook here. This should be winning for Carlsen. Rook captures e6 is there. Well, you got to watch out for the checks. That's why he's not taking there with the rook. Okay, bishop takes, different story. Bishop e5 right around the corner. You could sacrifice the queen and go for this and be winning, but he's keeping the queen on. And we have a resigner. Bishop e5 was going to be there next, and leading to mate. Okay. Off we go. FM opponent. Ooh, okay. Flicking in a non-fianchetto setup here. Queen's Gambit declines. Very healthy square. Still, here's an option. Okay, white's going for the minority attack. That is also away. And now there's something to bite at. Okay, I thought maybe queen to b3. No queen b3 here. Oh, aggressive intentions, threatening mate on h2. This covered, you have to be a bit careful of your back rank. You don't have that. Oh, fork-a-roni. I didn't see that one coming. Is it a resigner? It's not a resigner. The game continues. This knight is covered. No entry points. Oh, you have to go for a queen exchange in the end. Yeah. We're going to have a queen exchange shortly. I thought maybe we'd have this one first. Okay. Doesn't even want to take there. Wow. Alrighty. Rook is very active. It's ready to say queen. There's no queens here. Okay. Drive the knight away first. There is there's some jumps over here. There are some jumps. This knight really can't move. Has a responsibility. There is a check. Okay, now this. No, swiping that pawn first, covering f7. This is scary. This is scary. Look at these pieces here. I feel like there might be some serious problems here for Carlsen. These knights are so jumpy. Ready to track this one. King takes knight as a threat. If you move the knight, this is collapsing. What's the clock situation? Yeah, not clear at all here. Yeah, now it's two knights versus the rook. This should be winning? I don't know. I do not know. Clock. I should be looking more at the clock here. 9 seconds to 2 and change. Rook is hit. I think he is going to take this one, but just barely. Yeah, he should be taking this one, and I believe... Okay, white's going really fast there and finally runs out of gas. Down for the count on the clock. Moving on. Here we go. The Royal one. Oh, this is not familiar with this account. GM Royal Chess. Okay. All right. Queen Exchange as I'm looking at the account name here. Cpun Gonzo. Possible checks in the air. Okay. Carlsen's up a pawn. But yeah, okay. This is good. The position's simplifying. I don't think there's any issues anymore here for Carlsen. Good news. To have more simplification in there. Try and tame that knight. The forward moves, look at how they're covered. Love that. Drop give the knight a kick, maybe. Doesn't want a kick, I guess. There's a knight here. Okay, now he does go for the kick. Knight takes, hit the rook. Knight here, follow up. Maybe. Something more going on. Okay, pawn takes, there's rook takes. Maybe bishop takes there. Still working on that pin. Things are going so fast. Time burners. He's going for a pawn defending here. Okay. Trying to converge on b7, are you? That's covered there. Is there mate? Oh, that's a sick mate. Look at that. The knights cover these dark squares. Wow. That's a fancy mate. Okay. Moving on. Fianchetto. Another GM here. A wild H-pawn launched very early. Yeah, pretty disruptive. He probably was in pre-move mode, not holding up this idea. Okay. Probably take like this and play along the E-file. Okay, taking on the C-pawns. I think they'll naturally undouble. You have to take some time out to break that pin, yeah. Now work on this square, yeah. Bishop has to fall back. And to take here, have a file to work with. Okay. Oh, that's a big pawn to give up. Now this knight lacks support. No longer a wonderful square, really, on c4. Also the knight. What are you doing there? Oh, he's just going all in here, smashing the king side open. Gonna take here? He is taking there. Wow. Okay, so I think he was preparing this, or maybe a queen captures pawn move. Look at how all this is happening while this knight is just hanging out over here. This is maybe just instinctively what you go for. I'm prepared to give a go for some sacrifice. Your knight's not going to be around to defend anything. And this should be busted. I mean, these pieces are flying around everywhere. There's one dangerous pawn you have to watch over, and well, forget about that. It's no longer around, and this should be leading to mate. Where's the mate? Bishop here is a move. A rook check is a move. Rook here is a move. There is a pin here. Okay, none of the above. Ah, he must have missed that. He must have missed rook to e5 there, but it should not be a big... Okay, the game continues. Rook and pawn ending. But these guys are flying. Yeah, you can't quite take. Okay, this will be winning 7 seconds to do it. He should be able to convert. Should. Yeah. No stalemates. No stalemates. Missed a mate there, I believe. Okay. In the end, checkmate with 2 queens. Here we go. Candidate master opponent. Kingside fianchetto this time around. Big square here on d5. No bishop g4 moves. Cover c4. Still working on this square. Which piece will jump? The knight. Targeted the queen. Now there's space. Chop or just look forward to covering c4. If you could get this in, that would be nice. Okay, forget about it. The knight isn't eyeing that anymore. Healthy position here for Carlsen. Queen check in the air. Maybe wants to establish a pawn there while the queen is still on d2. Pretty irritating piece. Constantly, ooh. Kingside action. Queen check is there first. Okay, doesn't make use of that. All right. This rook is out of play. Yeah, well, hang on for a second. h4. Yeah, active pieces here for black. It's a very strong piece. Okay, this is not there. You have to babysit this pawn, and now he's back over here. Rook is cut off. Queen does not like having this job. If the knight could get here, that would be awesome. Rook is defended. This rook going wild. King here, there would have been a check. Okay, Carlsen is down a piece. I missed how that even went down. I missed something there, and it's nearly mate. Nearly mate. What's the clock situation? Down on the clock, Carlsen. Down in material. Not looking good. It could have been captured. The knight was there to stop that pawn. Okay. We continue here. Mate threat. Oh, he missed it. Okay, well, I don't know that there was really a great way to... I don't think there was a way to defend that anyhow. Okay, Carlsen lost that one. Moving on. International master opponent here. Carlsen rated 3167 for this game. Caro-Kann exchange here. Okay. Oh, giving up that bishop. That's surprising. That was the better bishop right there. Okay. This pawn here, somewhat backward, but a convenient defender here. Bishop on f5. Even better would be this square for the bishop. An angle for that? No. No bishop e4 there. It's maybe asking for trouble. You're going to blockade on d6. No, he's going to c5. Flight square. Now bishop to e4. Bishop d4? No. King improvement first. Bishop takes knight. Oh, man. You can have a resigner here? Yeah, if you take the bishop, there's no stopping that maneuver, and we have a resigner here. Yeah, that would have been deadly. Earlier, that one, no, the queen was out of play to defend the g2 square. Okay, Carlsen wins that one. Moving on. Candidate master here. Dragon by black. Okay. Knight takes e4 was in the air. The pins knight. Bishop on a more secure square. Where are the tricks? Any tricks here? Knight f3, gearing up for what exactly? Okay, on f7. Push the pawn that would hang d6. Now he's running with f4. f4, e5, f5. None of the above. Sit. e4, f4 duo. Rook activated. Probably just stay put right there. Now he runs with this. Pawn takes, queen takes. Is there anything here? Queen here. Okay, knight improvement. Knight improvement. Chopping the knight. Okay, targeting the queen first. Knight takes pawn maybe in the air. Queen sticks around right here. You could swipe this bishop. He's going for that. Rook captures c2. Rook takes c2 is there. Knight is under pressure. Rook pressure. Bishop move. Here, targeting the queen. I think black maybe got a little too fancy. Also on the clock. Yo! 32 seconds to 13. There we have it. Queen, exchange. There's a check here. Does it even go any further? It doesn't go any further. Okay, we have a resigner. Maybe missed this move or also had a quick peek at the clock. It's not good news. Okay, black's down for the count there. Moving on. We have another game here against Sarin. Okay. Jungle Book 1. Alrighty. Isolated pawn. Control that square in front of the pawn. Oh, fancy rook maneuver. It's very aggressive. Okay, pit stop there to target the knight. This did provoke a weakness here, this b4 square. Rook activation. Rook activation. G2 is pinpointed there, offering a dark square bishop exchange now. Queen exchange as well? No. Very healthy queen post. Everything is strung together here. Taking the queens now and activating. This knight is very good. Okay, king improvement. Okay, that's cool. Collect that pawn in a couple. The king will approach the center. Okay, sticking around with the pawn. Nearby connected passer. First a chop. And then push. Rook here and then here. No, going with the other check. Rook exchange? Rook exchange and then... Okay, how do you assess this one exactly? King can't go too far. You have this responsibility to blockade. You can have a perpetual check. Perpetual check? It is a perpetual check looking like a three-folder here. This one ends as a draw. Okay. Moving on. Katerina. Let us see. Same sides castles. This is looking like an exchange French now. Okay. Knight could recapture. And then recapture like that, maybe in some cases. Okay, these things, they're flying. They're flying. The golden square here. Yep. Let's see. King steps over. You don't have to react to any knight c5. We got that covered. Rook entry. You defend, and now you're threatening this. The rook just has to back off. Not a whole lot was accomplished there. Carlsen is now in the driver's seat. Watch out for any jump. Pushing the knight away, maybe some space, maybe this, driving the knight away from its best square. Okay, not so fast. Space here for Carlsen. White now on their back foot. Targeting the rook here. Maybe now a chop? No chops. Oh, no chops just yet. Now this and start flying with this pawn. How are you stopping it? Oh my goodness. How quickly these forks are recognized. We have a resigner there. Carlsen winning another. Okay. Jungle Book again. Sarin. Whew. An Italian game. Space for Carlsen on the queen side. Oh, we do see the chop. Okay, follow up d5 advance eventually. You would think. Okay, white is there first, challenging. Doubled pawns for each. Big square eyed up here. Maybe we're not undoubling. Should there be a capture here? Keep this pawn around. Okay. The knight was pinned. If you fall back here, knight g3 could be a move. Yeah, it does end up taking with the c pawn. Now what? Now what? Wow, he is giving up this square. This is such a big square right here. Feels like there's going to be an accident happening here. Like some tactic favoring black here. Okay, this knight is pinned. Getting it out of that. Knight e5 is a move. These knight jumps. Man. Rook hit, knight hit. Chop twice here, maybe? Oh, that is there, isn't it? Oh, in the end, there's a knight here with the fork. That's why you can't take. Now it's two knights versus the rook. Man. How are you supposed to tame? It's difficult enough taming a knight. Even more difficult a knight and a queen. And we're working here with two knights and a queen. Good luck. Okay, one sensitive point to watch over. The queen is on that. Queen f3. Gotta take with the knight. Why was there a delay there? Okay. Wasn't a great delay, but... Alright, pawn is flying. This guy is passed. How are you stopping this pawn? Okay, rook is hit first. Oh, okay, rook captures pawn. There's a fork. Tricky, tricky, tricky knights. Yay. Okay, this knight stops that one. Time to collect here and still stop this pawn? Really? Oh, that knight falls with check. Clock situation. Oh, clock situation. Sarin is flying. He's flying and he wins on time. Holy smokes. I should have paid more attention to the clock there towards the end. Whoa. 0.4 and Carlsen, it says 0.1 there, but it's really zeros. Okay, Carlsen down for the count on the clock right there. What a wild game. He really went for it there. Carlsen allowing that Sarin's rook pawn there to fly and promote. And then he was just rattling off moves. I think he's an Ultra Bullet player on top of Bullet and Hyper Bullet. And some serious speed there by Sarin. Okay. That one took the wind out of me a little bit, I gotta say. Okay, D3. Problem here on D3. Would like to take with the pawn. But there would have been a problem there on F1. Okay, what a beast right there. Octopus knight. What in the world are you not hitting? This knight having a tough time. Okay, you have a square. This is not very good here for white. It looks like this pawn is going to drop any moment right here. Like right now, moment. Yeah, looking like it. The dragon here. Down a pawn. Okay, he first takes that knight. Okay. One extra pawn to work with. Rook ideally placed behind it. We're going to have some checks flicked in. Okay. Oh, he is... Oh, there was a way out. No, not quite. Rook here. There's king here. Okay, keep the rooks on. This should be a draw. Clock situation. Okay, Carlsen up. A good 10 seconds. Ooh. Now, this still won't even be enough. The rook is... Okay, it was sort of looking trapped. Okay, now he's winning a pawn here. He should win now. Yeah, he should win. Oh, he's trying something sneaky or maybe just played a little too fast there. We have a resigner. Carlsen taking that one down. Let's go on here. Chess Art US International Master. Another fianchetto. No fianchetto just yet. Okay. Where's the pawn break? Just sitting right here, huh? Okay, knight gonna maneuver to this e4 square. Bishop recapture would drop b7. Okay, so now he's hanging on. It's committal for sure. Okay, now going for the maneuver. I would expect g6 at some point. Okay, I think that was missed. That was a big pawn to give up. Or maybe, no, maybe not. Maybe not. Was that all part of the plan? Okay. It's healthy for Carlsen here. Yeah, king on e4. Okay, king e4, there's a push. Putting pawns on light. Possible c4, c5. Now king improvement, while this is not possible anymore. I don't think there's a wonderful bishop discovery. Maybe there still is. Bishop check here is being calculated take with this one. No, this should be excellent. This king counts for like a pawn or something. Oh, look at the king on f5 now. Rook on the 7th rank. Push this g pawn. Check first and now run. King here could be a move, but he's just flying with the king. Or flying with the pawn. Now is he going to push? Oh, he has connected passers here. Yepper. Going into a pin. Now you could push. Now you could push. Possible f6 now. I don't know if you could hear it. There's fireworks going on in the background. This game is over. Yeah, king here. We're going to have this one. The bishop is going to be toast. Moving on. Okay, Zavin. Grandmaster Zavin. Okay, a6, b5. Alrighty. No chop here. Okay, grabbing a big pawn, in fact. He's up 2 pawns here? If I could count. He's up 2 pawns here. Looking good. Okay, white has a healthier development here. If there's not a trick within the next move or two. I'm not seeing the trick though. Okay, a4, pick up the a6 pawn. Okay, not the healthiest king here. Queen covers a lot of ground here. Offering a queen exchange. And now what? Yeah, queen here. There's this one. Gets the queens off. Defends this. Oh, nice shot. Chop, chop. There's this in the air if you tried blocking with the rook. That turned really fast. Bishop is hit. Clock situation, 30 seconds each. Call it rook b4 check in the air. Cuts that one out. This is really dangerous. Possible checks here. Knight on c4 or knight d1 with check. You're on b2. Still pretty balanced on the clock here. Rook check. You could go here if there's a rook check there. This one's toast. Now we got a wild b pawn. Knight in a spot to hold up this one. Rook there first. King here. Okay. Gotta hold that up. King here? Rook captures first. What's that about? Okay. And this should be a winner. Move the pawn first. Oh, should he have moved I think he should have moved the pawn first. Oh, this works as well? Yeah, the pawn is getting tracked. I don't know. If he moved the pawn first, was it going to be a win? Not sure. In the end, a draw. Okay. The doctor versus doctor pairing. Okay. A dragon structure here for Carlsen on the king side as white. Okay, now playing in the center here. Push, run into a fork. So now alpha 0 pawn. We are working with majorities. This should be winning. I would go as far as saying winning here. Gonna go wild now, swiping a pawn. The wheels are in motion. Tsunami here of pawns. This one, knight c5 is beautiful. Could offer a queen exchange. Don't have to go for the kill. This is covered. Going for this one now. Gonna swipe this pawn. He says, let's not forget about development. What an awesome square for the knight. Still watching over c3. B5, B4 break. Okay, punching right back. Now he's going with G4 at the end of the day. Wow. Giving up the piece. Queen just to break down the center. And yeah, probably done also so you don't get mated in like the next 1 or 2 moves. Knight F6 is a threat. This should be winning. Rook up and over. Rook takes, you could simplify. Bishop back, king is cool right here. No mates, bishop block. He's just walking a tightrope. No fear. What an animal. It's the rook defends f5. Unbelievable. Oh, man. The clock situation, how we doing here? Under 10 seconds for black. Running with the a-pawn, but it's not going to be enough here. You could chop the knight and go here, or that order as well. Wow, the king still just marching on up here on h5, and we have not a resigner, a loss on time at the end of the day. Carlsen taking another one. Moving on. Zuber, international master. Alrighty. How are we challenging these pawns? Well, there's our answer right away. C6, healthy. Common. Taming 2. There is a check here, makes use of it. Also, you could see that as defensive and also aggressive and defensive, stopping a follow-up bishop development. It's its only great square, really. Oh, he's caught in a pre-move there. Caught in a pre-move. Okay, Carlsen resigns there. We didn't have the knee-jerk reaction, recapture on c3. Carlsen down for the count. Moving on. CM Constantine next up. Okay. So this turned into a Sicilian Maroxy bind. C4, potential problem. Queen has to find a new home. Running with f4. No knight e5. a4 could be a move. Simplifying a bit, have to watch over e4. Knight c5 can be a move. There's a queen check. We going into an ending. Queen f2. Recapture going into an ending. Nope. Trying to do something against the black king side. This is a very strong piece. This pawn here, some pressure on it. These remain solid. Okay, now it starts to be an inconvenience. I mean, are ideas like this in the air? He might be calculating that. Okay. This trick could maybe be around the corner. Okay, first, let's hang on to the queens. Possibility. Okay, he is going for c5. c5 and now this. Yeah, I want to keep the queen on and then go for this, but c5 is up for grabs here. This might be a saving move. Yeah, queen exchange, okay. There is a passed pawn. Yeah. Very solid here for black. About this maneuver. Okay, we're going straight into rook and pawn ending clock situation. It's going to come down to the clock. And I think black is going to maybe take this. Yeah. I think black is going to take this here. Going to have a clock winner. Also, the king does not have a cozy home. So 2 things really working against Carlsen in this rat race. Down on the clock. Oh, although it ended up being a 3-fold repetition right there. Okay. Yeah, down on the clock and having an exposed king like that. Okay. A draw here. Moving on. Knight King. Bortnick going for the Jobava. London. Dark square bishop exchange. C5. No c5. No c5. Really? Okay, c5 now, or maybe pivot on c5 with the knight. Okay, c5 at this point. Kicks the bishop off that diagonal. Now pinpoints these two. King here would be wild. King there would set up something tricky, I think. Queen takes pawn and the queen gets trapped, targeting c2. All right, queen side is opening up. He does not mind going into the pin. Meanwhile, the king side here is a bit on fire. Removes that pawn before one could be established here. Yo! This is really scary, I think, for Carlsen. In this pin, problem here maybe. Also, e6 can be a disruptor. Okay, holding up that one. Drops this pawn. Fork on board. Wow, did things turn right there. Is he winning here? I don't see any attack just yet. Yeah, he's going to collect this pawn. This knight is on its back foot. I'm not seeing it. Queen here. Yeah, she's going to cover everything. Even if there is that doubling, who cares? Queen is perfect here. Yeah, this one should be over. Or wait a second. What am I talking about? I lost count here. It's 2 minor pieces versus the rook. 2 minor pieces versus the rook. Whew. Okay. Rook exchange it is. Should be healthier here for Carlsen. Winning. Yeah, connected passers. And the clock here, he's up 10 seconds. He should have this. Okay, rook here, or pawn here, the rook gets trapped. It was so tempting. He said, hang on there. I don't want a trapped rook. Now he could take this pawn. Okay, he's not going for that just yet. We have a check. Okay, he was in pre-move mode. He could have captured the knight there, and we should have a clock winner. There's no way Bortnick comes back from this. He is a super fast player on top of just good player in general, obviously. Okay, and in the end, we have a timeout. Carlsen winning that one. Moving on. Alireza here. Okay. Great to see it. What do we have? An Italian game. Neither side giving an inch there. No space for either side. Okay. Slight space here for Carlsen in the center. Have to be really careful about that f4 square. Knight at any moment can drop in. Structure has changed. 4-3 majority for Carlsen. Knight jump right here. Okay, knight e5 is going to be really dangerous. Okay, they're exchanging pawns there. Problem here. Oh, wait, isn't that a blunder? f5? No, f5, there's knight f6. Holding up f5 here. Now if g6, knight f6. You have to go here. Okay. Improve the king. Okay, yeah, rook captures pawn. There would have been a trick. How are you defending this? The black rooks are so active. Tracking down the a pawn down. Okay. Yeah, this bishop is doing a perfect job offsetting the knight. Oh, okay, it's not quite trapped. There is one square here. Okay, that could also be defended. No, rook captures pawn it is now. Oh, man. And what's the count here in the end? Yeah, this is going to be a win for Alireza. Yeah, this is going to be a win, and we do have a winner here. Resign. Carlsen resigns this one. Alireza taking that. Oh, doctor versus doctor. Here we go. Let's see. Working on the dark squares against the doctor. Okay. Bishop pair for white. Fianchetto set up for black. Getting in e5 while the knight is pinned. Giving that up. Okay, that pawn was going to go even further and pin that one there. Okay, or target the pinned knight. So he's down a piece. Carlsen down a piece. Has the safer king. That's one thing going for him. Not much to speak of with the clock. About even there. Rook is hit. Pawn is hit. Okay, working on this pin. He is going to collect that f4 pawn. He's going to take with the bishop. Yeah, it's the knight that you want in the end on this f4 square. Super invasive. You hang on to this. Okay, now he's collecting another pawn. Okay, the imbalance here, it's actually 3 pawns versus the light square bishop. I'm liking Carlsen here. Yeah, these pawns do a very good job. Everything is super solid. You'd like to get going here. Knight is watching over a5. As soon as the knight moves, it's probably going to fly. He's supporting a5 here. White says not so fast. Okay, some space here. You can get out of any pins to take or just hold. He's holding that point. He's dropped a pawn. Okay, he now has a b pawn to work with. Clock situation, 10 seconds. Knight move somewhere else. Okay. Clocks here. Clocks. 12 seconds for Carlsen. Tracking down a pawn. 4 pawns versus a knight now. Push. There's going to be a check. Maybe king here. Okay, king here. Okay, now that move. And that should do it, actually. Game continues, but yeah, 4 pawns up. And the clock situation, in fact, white in the end down for the count on the clock. Okay. Fireworks, I think it's, again, I don't know if you could hear in the background, but there's like some wild grand finale going on while I'm going through these games. Okay, we have the Jungle Book again. Nihal Sarin. Familiar opponent here. E5 square hops right in right now, and a fancy in-betweener spotted in nearly a blink there. Both queens under fire here. What is Sarin going to come up with? He swipes the queen. And now what? Okay, we got a Pac-Man knight here. And a check. And now what? What are you doing with this knight here? Defend the knight, get out of any pin. Bishop captures A. Okay, these bishops are so wicked. Knight has to find a new home or not. C7. Sarin here, up a pawn. Healthier position. Being up the pawn, more active rook. Also tips in his favor. King going to stick around right here, covering all base points. Super solid. Rook here's a move. Forcing an exchange. He may have missed that. I believe that would have been winning. Okay, he's going for this pawn. Different approach. Wasn't really 100% on that. Bishop exchange. Clock situation. Clock situation. Under 10 seconds for Sarin, but he can fly. I believe it was the last game. He kicked it into a gear. Man, okay. He's winning this objectively. Clock, and he should be able to pull this off. He's going to rattle off so many moves here. I could totally see him winning this 100%. Look at how fast you could pull these moves off. The short moves, little rook moves here. Not easy. Okay, that pawn is down. Could you get the rook exchange in there? Okay, he's up now. The rook and bishop, and he could pull off all these moves here. And what do we have, actually? We have Carlsen timing out in the end. Wow, he is so fast. Okay, moving on here. Speaking of speed, I believe player, okay, Rebecca Harris is in town right now for this game, but I was thinking Andrew Tang. I don't believe he competed in this event. Rebecca Harris here, Daniel Naroditsky. Yes, that's the opponent right now. Okay, up a pawn for the moment, but it is tracked. All right, has a very active rook. Doubled pawns, flight square. This bishop, you got to get rid of this bishop. Got to get rid of the bishop to make progress here. Can this pawn not be picked up? Doesn't care about dropping that pawn. Why can't that pawn be won? I think that pawn could have been won. Yeah, we have to try to disturb this bishop. And bishop here first. Okay. Very active post for the rook. Oh, what a cool post for the rook there. Okay, finally. Oh, he didn't swipe that c pawn. This is very good for Naroditsky. Should be winning. Naroditsky down on the clock a little bit. But, yeah, saying Sarin can fly. Naroditsky can fly as well. Players are so good. Here, one base point, but it's easily covered. Bishop out of the way. This one, you have to watch for rook captures knight moves, but he's going to see that coming. And it's not there even right now, but just in case, the rook says. let me get behind that pawn just in case. Clock situation. Who's who? Who's what color? Who's who? Okay, he dropped a piece in the end there. Naroditsky taking that one. Wow. Okay, moving on. Chess Art US. International Master. King's Indian Defense. Alrighty, playing with c5, holding up b5 idea, shooting for an e5 break, supporting it, looking to exchange dark square bishops. This should be very good. This is normally not. Yeah, not really seen. Okay, now he says, never mind. Don't want a dark square bishop exchange. He's going to pivot to playing on the queen side. There's no attack really going on this f-file. If he could get this break in, that would be wonderful. Maybe shooting for a knight on d3 and then this push. No, he's playing with the h-pawn. And that could be super disruptive as well. Okay, maybe now gearing up for a target here. e4 up for grabs, queen supporting it. Oh, what a slick move. Bishop here is a follow-up if you take. Okay. Look how quick he adjusted. I would have been there for 10 seconds before pulling off my next move. Okay, how do I respond to that? Oh, man. So quick. Okay. Yeah, this should be very good for Carlsen. Where's the king shelter? Can we have some shelter here? D6. If I could draw an arrow, D6 here. Some trouble. If nothing is happening here, okay, the rooks, I was going to say, they're just out of play. Up a pawn, okay, up a second pawn. Watch out for these ideas. Don't go too far, bishop. There's a queen check on g5. There's also rook g6. Rook g6 played. The queen is going to be won. Black resigns here. Moving on. Okay. Who do we have now? Knight, king, Bortnik again. Alrighty. Gonna collect this pawn or not? What do we got? You can't play e5. You could take with the bishop and then follow up with this one, but he doesn't want to give up the dark square bishop. Collecting with the knight in the end. 2 versus 1 in the center, offering a dark square bishop exchange. We have just that. Feels equal-ish. Taking with the pawn. Interesting. Okay. Watching over this square. You cannot take twice. Okay. Silly rook moves. Maybe in the air. Rook f3, g3. Where's the home for the queen? Okay, doubling up here. This is not a threat. Got that one covered. Okay, willing to take on these double isolated b pawns to grant the rook access to e4. Rook e4, no rook e4. Going to pinpoint this. Covered. Rook b3, no, rook d3. Base points all covered. Queen defending this. a2 a target now, as well as the rook. Doesn't take here just yet. Okay, now takes the b pawn down for the count. Queen more central now. The clock. Oh my goodness. What happened to the clock? I'm just seeing it now. Bortnik with 7 seconds. Oh. Yeah, there's going to be time burners and stuff. Yeah, not really happening. You don't recover from this. Down 15 seconds, a good 10 seconds. And Carlsen's up the pawn as well. Rook here, anticipating the check. There's a checkmate threat nearby. Okay, the king has to go here. Yeah, there's no saving it. Not happening, not happening. Down for the count here. No time left for Bortnik. The doctor winning. Moving on. Minlay. Manchester United Pro. Okay, we have a Queen's Indian. Preserves the bishop. Put the knight on that e4 square. c5 advance. c5 advance now. No c5 advance. Okay. Liquidation. City. Queen f6. Doubled rooks. There's a pin here. Are there any tricks? Target here. g2. You can't play f3. He's on that twice. Now there's a target here. Okay. c5 break under control. Rook right here. Is f4 ever a move? Okay, f4. There's rook g3 right now. This pawn is poisoned. Rook captures pawn with check. Okay, it's not hitting with check anymore. He's undermining the support of this pawn here. You could take with check. Queen is under fire. Where do you go with the queen? Oh, we have a resigner? Okay, no. Okay, the king had to go to the center. Otherwise, rook captures pawn with check and the queen would have fallen there. Oh, look how quick that move was played. 20 seconds there for white. 20 to 35. Carlsen up on the clock again. What an animal. Queen check. Okay, he was on the rook there. No time to take the bishop. Rook in a pin. Have to babysit. Exchange. No. Grabbing another pawn. There's a check. Is there a way out of the check? Oh! Oh, he was okay. Did he really see all that? He didn't see all that. No, white is winning there. I was going to say, how do you process all those moves so fast? Okay, and it's the right colored bishop. We have a resigner there. The bishop can control that promotion square. Carlsen down for the count. Wow, really went for it. Did not want the repetition and ended up paying for it. Okay. FIDE master opponent now. Whew. These players are just too good. Okay, space. E5. Struggling piece. This knight still needs to find a home here. Okay, so weakening now. This should be a completely busted position here for black. There's just too many weak squares that he could be working with. He could swipe the knight, work on this square, enter here in the 7th rank. This pawn is just too good. You can move the knight, hit the queen, defend the rook, move the knight, or move the rook now, or support the rook. Still just stick around here with the pin. Now collect it. What's going on there? Oh, follow-up bishop check, I guess. Follow-up bishop check even here. Okay, Carlsen's going to win this one. We do have a resigner. Carlsen wins. Moving on. FIDE master opponent. Whoo! Sicilian defense. Okay. Big weakness here on d5. Taking with the queen. Going to tolerate these two knights for just a little bit, huh? Okay, drives one away. Still trying to work on this one piece. Look at, wasn't, don't blink. Don't blink, because that knight was on f5, and then if you blink, it ends up in the corner. It was looking like a very good piece. How quickly it was dislodged. Sacrifices here. We do have a sacrifice. Queenside castle, knight check here. No wonderful follow-up. Okay, giving up that piece. He was fearful of some stuff here. With the queen still on. More vulnerable king with this thorn still around. And he's up the exchange, this knight. If he could get right here. Yeah, it's going to get there one way or another, isn't it? Yeah, there's no stopping this maneuver. Oh, there is a way. Okay. Yeah, you can push, though. Oh, he still want... I was focused on f2. Do we have a resigner here? We don't have a resigner. I was focused on f2. Oh, there's that one. Oh, he had calculated this already. He saw that the pin was there. He knew he could promote. And this one's going to be over. We have a resigner here. Man, these ideas are seen so fast. Moving on. Okay. Rebecca Harris. Naroditsky. Let's see if the doctor can get Naroditsky back. Okay, queenside castles game. We're going to launch the G-pawn. G-pawn launched. Knight has to find a new home. Continues to push. Continues to push. H6 or G6? G6 to break down this point. Has an eye on this. Gearing up for that one probably. Knight under control. This is a possibility. And then trying to work into that B2 square. Queen takes E6. Don't let this file open up. Swipes the knight before any accident happens there on A3. Okay. Pulls the plug there on those aggressive moves. We're into a technical position now where there is some pressure now. There's a pin you have to sort of work out of. Okay, isn't this a trouble here for Carlsen? Knight F3? Okay, he's prepared to double up, but you can't do that straight away. There's this as a follow-up. There's also this threat. Naroditsky's winning this. Wild rooks. Mate and 2 threat. You got to play rook here, maybe? And fall back? No. That wasn't, I don't think that was forced. Okay. Clock situation about even. Things very good here for Naroditsky. A check. You want to blockade at that earliest moment. Okay. The rook is very active here for Carlsen. Check, rook here, king stepping up. Might be winning here for Carlsen now. Oh, that was a... Oh, I think he was being sneaky there, actually. So, okay, yeah, we have a resigner there. Okay, yeah, because, I mean, if you mouse slip, you just do it by 1 square. Okay, yeah, I think he was maybe trying to be sneaky. Okay, anyhow, Carlsen wins that one. Black resigns there. FIDE master. Bullet tricks. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Very active queen. Dark square bishops exchanged. Yeah, all right. That's cool. You don't have to worry about king safety anymore. No queens on board. Okay, taking on the doubled pawns here. These are 2 very good jumps. The c3 square. Okay. Yeah, a bit irritating. That's a sneaky move. This is very weakening, though. Knight e5 is a move. Indirectly defending b6 with the jump there on c4. There is a target here, a4. Is that not asking for h4? Felt like g5 might have been too early. Anyhow, knight c4 jump. Poison pawn still. Knight c4 there. Rook all the way back. Okay, fixing these pawns here, these 2 right here. Knight f4, a jump. Knight d3. How to tame the knight. Okay, a pawn exchanged. Rook's really active. Another. Wow, man. So quick. He just won that. Won the exchange there. Wild rooks. Exchange pawns, push. Rook right here, maybe. That would have forced the rook exchange. Or you'd win that pawn there on c3. Oh, follow-up fork. The fork game. And this should be a winner. Clock situation, no problem for Carlsen. No stalemates. No stalemates. Rook here. Plenty of ways to do it. No stalemate ideas. There was a stalemate idea right there. If you took with the pawn, you could have captured with the pawn. Okay. We have checkmate on board here. Let's keep going. Katerina. Okay. Fianchetto again. It's been a while since I said Fianchetto. Gonna win this pawn. Doesn't want it. In the end, there might have been a problem there on the e-file. Some pressure on c5. b6, e5 ideas. No good jumps over here. Now e5. e5. f4. Wheels are in motion. Majority rolling on the king's side. Can't take twice. In the end, there's a bishop c5 move. However, now, different story. He's winning some material. He has forced resignation. That was a fast one. 21 mover. Moving on. Yosef, opponent, international master. Okay. Dragon setup yet again for Carlsen. You take me, has a file to work with, takes on the doubled B pawns. Okay, looking to push and crash through there on b7, undermining the knight. Rook is hit, pawn tracked. Oh, he's landing a check. No castles for you. Chop here, rook activation. This rook is out of play. Knight d6. The king is going to hide here. There's a cost f7. B pawn falls. Dangerous B pawn here. Really keying in on this 1 square, f7. Take with the rook. Take with the rook. Take with the knight. Mate in 1 threat. Both sides with the passer. Okay. Got to babysit. And gets out of rook here with check. Who's winning this? Support the knight? Okay, move the knight. Rook here, rook here. There's this promotion here with check. Oh, he does it in that order first. First swipes the pawn. Okay. And now rat race here. Clock situation. Carlsen's up about 10 seconds. Safer king, though, here for black. Okay. Yosef, very fast, very strong player here. Okay, where are we going with the knight? You're in a pin. Okay, can you get out of this? Fork. He meant to take there. That was a mouse slip. Now Carlsen should be winning. Yeah, collecting the pawns. 2 connected passers, and black resigns here. Moving on. Jungle Book. Sarin again. Okay, what do we got? E6, C6, a chop, a chop. Okay. Looking to expand. B5, no B5. Playing without B5. Bishop here. Solid structure. Rook C8, rook C8 it is. Queen D7, no queen D7. Queen D7 now. Rook exchange first and queen D7. What are we doing about this pawn? What are we doing about this pawn? Exchanging rooks and queen D7 it is. 2 knight jumps here. Queen B5, pressure on something. Just won a pawn. There is a pin. Okay, this point is covered by the bishop. Back rank issues still for each. Neither side with a flight square. Possibilities for bishop here, working on this pin. Bishop here, rook takes rook. If you take with the king, there's a check. Queen looking for back rank action here. Flight square finally. F2 could be sensitive. Queen check, king H2, knight takes F2, rook captures rook, bishop captures. He says, you take me, I want to deliver mate. Is there a way out of this? What do you have here? Carlsen on move captures the bishop. Clock situation, 22 seconds to 12 seconds for Carlsen. And there's no answer here. We have a resigner. There's no good follow-up. Sarin taking this one down. I believe bishop captures bishop. We would have queen here. And there's not a good follow-up. Okay, moving on. Sarin, a beast. Okay, Grandmaster Alpha 19. Not familiar with this player. Fancy rook move, yeah, paving the way for this aesthetic queen A8. Battery on the main diagonal. Holding up the E4 advance. Queen. That was a great post there. Challenge right away. Now he's ready to go with this B5 advance. This bishop is out of play. This structure here does a very good job taming this bishop right here. Big difference between these two pieces. This is excellent for Carlsen. Structurally superior here. Knight A4 is a move. Knight A4 played. The babysit here. There could be accidents happening at any moment. Possible B4 break. Swipes the knight. Can't take with the rook. Now he's sort of working on this bishop. This could be a target. Could be a target. What's happening with this? That wasn't part of the plan. I don't think that was calculated. This is very good for white now. This should be winning for white. He missed that. He walked right into a forkaroni. Does have a pawn to work with. How are things on the clock? Not good. White up the piece and up on the clock. There's a passer here. Yeah, I don't know how you fight back in this one. 23 seconds for white. 16 for Carlsen. Checks flicked in. This sort of idea to track that pawn down. Okay, he has something to work with now. Okay, these 3 connected passers. This could turn easily. Much easier to play here for Carlsen. He might just be winning now. I think he's winning. That's how it's done. Oh my goodness. The wheels are in motion. He's a wizard. He is a wizard. And promotes with check. Clock situation, 6 seconds. Enough in the tank. There should be enough in the tank. Exchange rooks, simplest. Just get rid of that rook. 2 seconds. Is he going to be able to pull off the mate? Are any stalemates? It's nearly stalemate. Is he going to be able to pull off a mate? Mate in 2? Whoa. Barely. Just enough gas in the tank. 0.5 remaining. Moving on. I don't know how he does it. Okay. Min Lei. Manchester United Pro. Again. I think he won the last one. Yeah, I think he won the last one. Was that the game where it was the correct color bishop? May have been. All right, anyhow, what are we looking at here? What's this knight up to? It's not the greatest piece. Okay, take some care over this. Typical rook pawn advance to try and bother that piece. Provokes some weakness here. Okay, gotta watch out for that B pawn. A pawn a target. And drive the knight away. Do we care about this pawn? Or do we look to stir up trouble? We're trying to stir up trouble with this. G4, F6. Take some time out to defend here. He says, no way. I don't care about that A pawn. Let's improve the bishop and now go for this. That's fancy. That's fancy. Let's first activate this bishop. That is a fantastic square here on E4. Can't really challenge it. Okay, queen has a responsibility. A4 could be a move. A4 played. Bishop has to get rid of that knight. It's just way too good. Opposite color bishops. This is still a fantastic piece. Once one rook off, in fact, this diagonal would open up. You probably shouldn't have moved that bishop. I think the quick train of thought there is let's maybe get one pair of rooks off. Okay, the king had to step over to defend there. Now the bishop returns here. This is blockaded. G7 up for grabs. Clock situation. 17 seconds here for black. Slight lead on the clock there. As I was looking at the clock, the exchange was won. This should now be winning. Rook check. Pawn marches a little bit. There are these passers. Yeah, collect that one first. Get the pawn break in. Try and go after this one here. He's tracking this pawn. He should be able to take it. 2.5. A push. You're going to have to sacrifice soon. He's not going to take it either. Oh, is he going to be able to pull this one off? He's not. Not enough gas in the tank. We have a draw. No time left for Carlsen. Wow. What a finish to that one. GM Mediforce. Okay. Whoo. Intense games. Intense. Awesome square for the knight. Flushes the E4 knight away. Breaks in the center. Very strong pieces here. Or very strong piece. I think did he calculate that? Probably calculated it. Got a passer here. We got a passer here. Check. Oh, is one going to be collected? Okay, let's first swipe the bishop there. Now, is it going to be down for the count? Oh, so sneaky. So sneaky. Okay. I don't know if black is still doing good here. There's these very good pawn breaks. There's a passer. Oh, we do see the B4 break. B4, A3, super active rook. Doesn't even take. It's working with these pawns here. Got a blockade. Here, the king slips over. And going after the B pawn, targeting the rook. Oh, game is turning here. You should be able to Pac-Man mode it. No, it doesn't even take just yet. Says this is going nowhere. Oh, he's going to collect it at a more convenient time. As soon as the knight moves, this pawn is swiped. Kicks the king away. What a guy. Rook over here, behind the pawn. Oh, there's a mate threat. 2 different mate threats. You have to give up the exchange. They should be winning now. Yep, you can't stop the B pawn. You can't get inside that magic box there. All right. Carlsen wins that one. Moving on here. Chess Art US. International Master. What do we got going on here? Central expansion. You need more support before that could be played. It's held up with E4. Downside D4. Big square. This one, yepper. Rook exchange first, h4. No knight hop in the center first, h4 only now. Knight g4, bishop g4, maybe provoking something. Kicks the bishop away, back rank issues. Let's open up the center. Once I have established this pawn, open lines, there's going to be a back rank trick, isn't there? At some point. This is also super uncomfortable. White trying to work on that detail. Bishop e2. Queen here, rook there. Super active pieces. Yo. Okay. Watching over the bishop. Knight here, queen here. Okay. Bishop activity. Rook c1 was a threat in there. Now revisit this. Queen right back to a pesky post. So fast. Oh. Rook exchange. What's the clock here? 20 seconds? What's the clock? 20 seconds to 27 seconds. Okay. And it collects a pawn. White is in a giant pickle here. You can't move that bishop. No bishop move with check. And look at this knight going hunting. Swiping the h-pawn. That a guy ready to roll now? Wow, is this pawn dangerous. Ah, bishop knifing in. Why is white playing on 2 ranks? That's how it goes sometimes. And you don't have much choice. These pieces are just so active. It's crazy. Okay, and we have a resigner. Oh, it's such a good player, too. Yo. Okay, Carlsen. Taking that one. Okay, Alireza. Let's see if Alireza can tame Carlsen here. What do we got? Going for a fork there on c7. Swipes the a7 pawn. Rook activated. King safe here. Opposite sides castles. And we're winning material. Is he resigning? He was resigning here. Yeah, bishop takes knight. You don't even recapture. You collect the bishop. That was a fast one. 13 mover. Alireza down for the count. Okay, moving on here. Are we there yet? Are we through the 50 games? My goodness. Queen g3, bishop h6. Dark square weaknesses. How do we capitalize on that? Bishop h6 straight away. Rook opposite the queen. Queen f3, negative. Any e5 moves targeting the queen? Nope. Gonna work on some pin. There's a pin there. Queen here. Bishop e4 skewer. And is that really? Yeah, that's true. That really is true. This one, gonna drop the rook. Okay, queen is now hit. Just have to watch out for this square here. That was a really big pawn. Is there not a fork here? Why wasn't knight c7 played? I don't know, I'm missing something. Knight c7, bishop takes a. I know it's just way out there in left field. Okay, first kicks the queen, watches out over the knight f4 move. Bishop c4. There's a pin here, a knight jump on f5. Rook exchange, collecting another pawn. 2 big pawns. This should be 3 pawns here. This is a target. Queen hit, has a responsibility on f7, continually offering a queen exchange. So difficult to play. Pressure on really everything. Black crawling up into a ball, stopping maybe a pawn establishment there on h6. Okay, we have a resigner. Carlsen up on the clock and material. Carlsen wins here. Moving on. The strong FM here. We've seen this before. I think he went with this setup against the Jobava London here when he played against Bortnick. But I believe in that game, he wasn't developing his light square bishop out like this. Okay, giving up that dark square bishop. Is this not going to be a problem eventually? Gearing up for queenside castles. Hang on to the pawn or push? He's pushing the pawn, supporting the pawn. c5 now. Okay, fancy. Recapture with check. Queen captures e5 just in time to watch out for this idea as well. The king will be going to b8 shortly, I would expect. But first things first, what are you doing to get out of this silly pin? Okay, that was a fancy maneuver. Collecting this pawn in the end. Getting this one back, but... Okay. Let's see. Where do we go with the knight? A check first. King here. There's a fork there. Okay, knight is hit. No time to take the pawn. And this is going to be in there shortly. You could still take the pawn. Doesn't want it. Improves the king first. And now targets the knight. Rook is hit. Bishop captures next. Will defend the rook. No time for king c3. Yeah, now the knight is dead. This is really a rook and pawn ending. Rook here next. Yeah, do we have a resigner? We have a resigner. Carlsen wins this one. Okay. Jungle Book. Sarin. Again, we have a Grunfeld exchange. Okay, let's see how this one plays out. Let's see how it is done here. Queen d2, rook c1, natural moves. Knight has to find a new home. c4 sensitive. Black working on this square. Knight hop to d4, challenging the bishop. Okay. Rook exchange first. Bishop pair, no longer a 2-to-1 majority. Well, I guess we could still call it a 2-to-1 majority, but it is not healthy at all. We have e5 nearby, shutting down the bishop. Okay. How to free this piece. g5 could maybe be a move. Okay, he's working on this knight here. He's going to win a pawn. Got to find a new home for the knight. This here, there's a knight check. On this move, there's still a knight check. Bishop hit. Where do we go? Bishop c2. This could be an idea. Okay. Knight hit. This could still be an idea. Okay, the queen was there. I was thinking this and this because the pawn is pinned after d6. Bishop pair. Balanced material. This is still a struggling piece. Also struggling is this knight, and it's nearly trapped. It will be trapped. Did I make a move there by accident? I did. I'll just play out the rest of these moves. There's just a couple more. The knight is actually dead. It should be d6. Yeah, d6 was played there. Okay, I accidentally made a move there, and it messed up the real time for a second. Yeah, the knight is toast. Next. Okay, Carlsen takes that one. Moving on. Miracle. FIDE Master. Ooh, okay. Queen is hit. Punches right back. Hunting the bishop. Knight f5 nearby. Some weakness here because of f6. Light squares. Carlsen has the bishop pair taking with the knight. Queenside castles as a follow-up. Could have been dangerous if taking with the king. A very good square here. King here. There is knight here. Okay. Get the king out of there? Yeah. King out of there. Straight away. Okay, expanding here. Has space. Cutting out any knight c5 idea. Okay, yeah. On bishop captures bishop, there would have been a knight recapture, rook defending like that. Moving so fast. Okay, these rooks are nearly trapped. These bishops cover a lot of ground. Bishop is hit here. Okay, we're ready to double up. This is such a strong piece. Okay, knight has to find a new home, and okay, that is a home for just a second, but wow, oh my goodness, Pac-Man. Bishop, you're on the pawn, and you're just saying this rook is going nowhere. Yeah, this should be over. It's similar to the last game, the knight being dominated by the bishop here. Going after f2 now. Clock situation. Not okay, the bishop is dead after king g7, and we have a resigner. Okay, Carlsen takes that one. Moving on. Katerina. This here, a double berserk game. This may be the only game he berserks. Yeah. Let us see. Double berserk game. Carlsen's down a pawn here. Okay, has a support point. Gonna jump right to it. Not so fast. This knight. Yeah. This is uncomfortable here for Carlsen, I think. Wheels are in motion. c5, gonna have a passer. One way or another. Connected passer. Yay or nay on that? Connected passer it is. Okay. Queen is so strong here. Oh, this should be Gonzo. Wow, this one's over. This one is over. Just dropped a piece there. That queen was so active there on f4. Okay, Carlsen down for the count. And this here, I believe, is the final game. This is another... Yeah, okay, this is another double Berserk game. But this one ended up not counting for the event. All right, let's see. Queen's wing opened up. Problem here on the B file. Triple trouble. This square is not available just yet. Okay, targeting the knight. So active. Queen here on B5. This is excellent for white. You have to go for a queen exchange, otherwise you're dropping the bishop. This is sensitive. Okay, it's covered now. This square is available. Bishop is hit. Perfect piece. How do you undermine this? Okay, there was a trick there. Knight takes, rook takes. All right. And there's a square here. Okay, played that a little too fast. And in the end, he resigned right here. He was also way down on the clock there. Okay, that was the final game. And this here are the final standings. In the end, the doctor finished in the number 5 spot. Taking this one, Sarin, Jungle Book, Alireza Firouzja 2nd, Constantine 3rd, Bortnik 4th. That right there is your top 10 at the end of the day. Wow. Okay, and any other details? Performance rating for Carlsen, 32, 91. Win rate, 71%. Berserk rate, 2. Average opponent, just 3,091. Okay, that was fun. Wish I would have caught this actually live, but in my situation, real-time feature was the next best. Anyhow, feel free as usual to leave any feedback to this video in the comment section below. Hope you enjoyed it and found it a little fun. All right, that's all for now. Take care.